Hey everybody, Steven here with Cardboard Coalition. And today I thought I would continue that start playing board game, tabletop games series. I guess kind of really what the channel is about is getting into tabletop board games. What have you, war games? I haven't played many war games, be it the miniature style fantasy war games or actual war games that are based on historical things, but I'm diverging from the topic. I'm a divergent, right? Um, but I thought today I would talk to you guys about set collecting games. And as I'm talking to you guys right now, I'm thinking about one other set collection game that I know I have in my collection. So let me spin really quick, see if I can grab it super quick. I can just to muddy up the picture. So we got this one too, which won't be in the thumbnail picture. But let's go ahead and do this. We're going to set you down there. We're going to pop you up here. Makes it kind of easy for me to go through. The box isn't closing all the way. Gotta look into that. All right, but anyways, back to it. Set collection. So what is a set collection game? So a set collection game is where you're doing exactly what it says. You're collecting a set of something. And through that set, you either win the game or you get X amount of points, allowing you to win the game. So set collection games come in a lot of different varieties. Yes, you're always collecting something up. As I said, I got a couple here, some that are fairly similar um, in what you're collecting up, and one that's kind of different. There's different versions of it. So I think the overarching point that I want to tell you guys, and I guess I'm starting with that, is if you like the idea of collecting things up, right, either to get to a point to win or collecting the most of it. So collecting up to the win point to be the winner, or collecting up a whole bunch and when the whatever the game mechanic that ends the game, you can say I have the most sushi, I have the most infinity stones or stones themselves. So if you guys have been watching the channel, you know I've done a how to play and a playthrough of Splendor Marvel Edition. And I haven't done anything with this but unboxed. I will do a how to play. A playthrough might be a little more difficult because I want Resvon really to be involved in this, but because of how the game's set up, it's a very simple game, but how we have to allow her to see the game because we're filming this stuff, so she has to be able to see the game, doesn't fit well for filming. So basically, when Resvon and I play Century Golem Edition, this one's the Endless World edition of that, I have to pick up the phone because we're using a video chatting app and move the phone around so she can see the board. Which is funny because she won. She wins when we play, so she very much does understand how to play. And even though it's difficult, she ends up doing a really good job. But for filming purposes, it's not as interesting. So let's go back into the set collection concept. All right. So my point is there's a variety of different set collection games, and this is obviously just a small variety. And as I said before, I don't have a huge collection, or yet I don't even think we're pushing 100. We might be coming up on 100 games. If you add the Kickstarters, maybe we're pushing over 100 that we haven't gotten yet that we're waiting for. But just in my small collection, there's a variety. So let's just jump through it really quick. Splendor Marvel, you're collecting up Infinity Stones. Sushi Roll, which is based on Sushi Go, which is also a set collection game, but card-based. This one is dice-based, which I love dice. But Sushi Roll is a food collection. Let's see if we can pop that up really quick for you guys. And you can get this one in a big box. I think you can get this at big box too. But Sushi Roll is a set collection game with dice, and that's what I like about the Sushi Roll part is the dice, right? And then you come over here and you have Century Golem Edition, and this one is Endless World. This is the last one. Down here I have Eastern Mountains, which I haven't been able to play, and even in the two of these, there's differences in how it's set up, though I haven't played this one. This one I've played a couple times with Resvon. Endless Mountains I haven't set up yet, so, you know, I have to get through. I've gone through the playthrough and set up, but it's slightly different mechanic. You can tell by how it's set up. So even within the different types of set collections, there's differences or different versions, however you want to look at it. So, and I just want to jump back, rewind a little bit. I try to make sure I explain all terminology in case you're new to gaming and you're watching this video, because one of the things that we talk about here at Cardboard Coalition is a lot of terms aren't always explained, and that's because a lot of the videos are made for people who are just into they've been in the hobby, they know the hot terms and all that stuff. Like the new one is roguelite, which I won't confuse you guys by getting into it now. I'll talk about it at some other point. But they'll just throw the term out there and keep going. All right. Every once in a while, maybe they'll explain it. So let me jump back really quick. When I said big box about some of these games, big box is your big stores. If you're in the United States, you have your Walmart and your Targets, Barnes and Noble's big box, to extend their book. But it just means a big store that carries a whole bunch of different things. So anyways, that's big box, what I meant by big box. But back into this. So you have a variety of set collections. So what you can do, like I always say, think about theme. You know, what themes interest you, who you think you're going to play with. That might pick the level of the game, in the sense of how easy it is to learn and teach, and how many players can play it. I'm always about bigger players, invite as many people as you can. Cost, that has everything to do with looking out there for the cost. The reason I don't have the first edition of Century Golem yet is because I haven't found it at a price I'm willing to pay. I found these obviously for cheap, and that's why I picked them up. And then Splendor honestly, I picked up because there was a deal on it, so I ended up picking it up and checking it out. So now, set collection, where you're collecting things up either to make the end game condition, which means what ends the game or starts the last round. A lot of times they call it not end game, but end game condition, because once one person reaches it, then everybody else gets a chance to try to do their last moves. Either you set collect to have the most points at the end of the game or hit that end game condition, right? But here's some of the differences and the nuances, and they're all set collections. You're collecting in this stuff. So let's start with Marvel Splendor. In this one, you're definitely collecting up the Infinity Stones, right? You're trying to get the Infinity Stones before anybody else, but you're also collecting up heroes that give you points. They also give you Infinity Stones. As I said, we've done a how to play and a playthrough of this one on our channel, so you can check it out if you want to know how it plays. Then you have Sushi Roll, which is a set collection of sushi, and also Sushi Go, which is the original card game, and you can get the party version, which lets you play a lot of the people. This one, I believe, you could play up to 5. So this one plays up to 5, so it's pretty nice. But this one has dice, you roll them, and there's some drafting going on, which drafting's drafting, but it means you pick something, pass it to the next person. You pick something, pass it to the next person. But this one, you're collecting up sushi, and it's a little cutesy sushi. And for me, I really like the dice. And Resvon likes this game as well. And then we have Century, right? Golem Edition, and then this one's the Endless World. And like I said, they play different, but in these, you're collecting up stones. Let's see. So they have the little stones, right? And the golems are just there to help you out. I think you're supposed to kind of be the golem because you have a cart in this version where you put things in your cart. But this is stone collection. So you have stone collecting, right? And then to dive even deeper, there's an original version of Splendor, which 15, somewhere between, and I know I'm going to give you guys like a 200-year range, but somewhere between, or 300, the 1800s, 1700s is the original Splendor kind of theming, and I haven't played it, but from my understanding is it's a gem collection. So you're trying to collect gems just like this. So obviously the Infinity Stones worked really well, but it's more a quasi-historical setting. And then the same with Century, and I debated between which one to get because when I started looking at them, the Golem editions started coming out. And there's also Century Spice Road, and there's 2 other expansions. There's 3 of them total, just like this Golem edition. There's 3 total. And the Century Spice Road ones are more historical and how they go about it. And you're collecting up, from what I can tell, the same thing, gems, right? This gems are poker chips. This gems are actually these little tiny gems. If you saw the unboxing where I unboxed either of these Golem Century Roads, you would see the little gems, which makes it fun. And then, of course, collecting up sushi here. So with set collecting, very fun. All the games of set collecting I've played, now if you've been in the hobby for a while, you might have played different ones, better ones. If you're new to the hobby, just understand that it's a small collection that I have myself and that I've played. But in the ones that I've played, they've all been extremely enjoyable and extremely easy to teach and to play. Now, Splendor I've played, and you guys, if you've seen the video with Damon and Morgan, and they enjoyed it, and Damon wanted to play it over and over again because he wanted to beat Morgan, but it didn't happen. She beats us all the time at these games. Sad. But I honestly, I just don't care. I like playing games. And then even Century, they're very easy to teach, and it seems to be very enjoyable when people want to play them. Reswan and I tried to get both of us to play this one, but it all has to do with her being able to see numbers and stuff so she can make proper choices. And same with this one. We think we might try Splendor with me moving the phone around, so there won't be a playthrough between the two of us. But with set collection, they tend to seem not easy or simple, as in you can't have fun. You should never take it that way. But not difficult in the amount of things you need to do to play and enjoy. Let's not just say play, enjoy, right? There's enjoyment in simplicity. I did a whole thing about worker replacement we did a whole thing as a channel, worker replacement between Raiders of the North Sea and Champions of Midgard. And the toss-up, and Reswan played those with us too, and you guys can go back and watch those videos. But the toss-up was that I felt like Raiders of the North Sea, even though you're a Raider, you're a Viking and stuff, it's a calmer worker replacement kind of feel, where Champions is a lot of fighting monsters and stuff, and it's not bad, but it's more like, yes, let's go, excitement. But they're both really fun, and if you watch the video, that's kind of what we talked about. And I found that set collection, all of them that I played, they're fun, right? I'm trying to collect up things. I'm either trying to hit an end game condition or get the most, but they're always fun. So set collection, as I said in the beginning of the video, is literally the collecting of things, which is self-explanatory, and some of these game terms that we talk about on here will be self-explanatory, but I think it's helpful to even talk about that so people understand, especially when you're newer to the hobby. And then I find all the ones I've played have been enjoyable. I haven't run across a set collection where I'm like, this is not fun, I don't care. It's just a quick, enjoyable way to play with other people, easy for people. And I would say Damon Morgan, definitely gamers, been in it longer than I have, but Reswan, fairly new, like she's talked about in our intro video, which maybe we'll do a whole new intro video, but she's played backgammon for a long time. But these kind of the newer style games are very new to her, but easy for her to understand and enjoyable for her too. So that is pretty much kind of the idea. Set collection is collecting things up either for in-game condition or to have the most points when the game ends. And it's just an enjoyable way to kind of get into this hobby. So if you're thinking about getting into the hobby, or maybe you haven't picked up a set collection game yet, I would recommend actually all of these games. I'm actually looking at the ages on the back just to kind of give you guys ages. That's interesting. Oh, 8+, 8+, and 10+. I don't know why 10+ on this one, on Splendor Marvel, but they're all, you can, kid friendly. This one, I would say, because it's cutesy art, this is cutesy art, but you could play with kids too. So, like I said, easily understandable, playable games. So that's set collection, what they are, and some ways to kind of dive into the hobby. You can check out any of these. Like I said, both these you can find at big box stores. This one definitely. This one you can get for $20 MSRP, so you could probably get it for cheaper after that. But that's how you kind of. Man, my brain's starting to flounder now. But set collection, that's how is a type of game that you can get into and play really easy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name's Steven with Cardboard Coalition, and as always, help us grow this coalition by liking, commenting, and subscribing. You could always hit the bell icon so you can see our videos when we come out. But that's it for today. See you later, everybody. Bye.